Welcome the timeless forgotten mystery. Until now, you must have heard about many secret societies, like the Illuminati and many others. But all of these are outside India. You might never have heard of a secret society that existed within India itself. Whenever people talk about India, they usually associate it with peace and harmony. Hardly anyone ever looks at India from a dark perspective, as if this country holds secrets hidden in shadows. But this video is exactly the opposite of that view. It's not that India never had dark sides. Such things did exist, and today we'll talk about them. Yes, there was a secret society in India. Perhaps it still exists, but even today it remains hidden in the shadows, just like it was in ancient times. I'll also tell you about many famous figures connected to it, and after this video, your perspective on them will completely change. But before that, you must first understand the history, otherwise, none of this will make sense. And let me make this very clear from the start. Everything I'm about to share with you is based on research. The information comes from internet articles, books, and references. This is not my personal opinion, because this topic is already very controversial, and adding my own views would make it even more so. From childhood itself, we've seen just how controversial it has always been. But before we dive into the story, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more horror, mysterious, and historical videos. So, let's begin. The secret society we are talking about is called the Nine Unknown Men. It was founded by Emperor Ashoka in India more than 2,000 years ago. This was after the Kalinga War, a war in which nearly 100,000 people were killed and many more were taken captive. It was one of the bloodiest battles in history. Even though Ashoka emerged victorious, he was deeply disturbed by the outcome. He felt guilty for sacrificing so many lives just for a war. This guilt led him to abandon his throne and embrace Buddhism. Through Buddhism, he spread the true meaning of life across India and even to other countries. But during this spiritual journey, Ashoka also gained access to knowledge far beyond normal human understanding. Knowledge of science, governance, warfare, medicine, and much more. Knowledge so powerful that if it ever fell into the wrong hands, people could misuse it for destruction. Ashoka realized this knowledge could turn someone into a superhuman. To prevent misuse, he divided it into 9 separate books. Each book contained advanced knowledge, politics, weaponry, power, the human mind, surgery, and other fields. These were no ordinary writings. They contained information normal people couldn't even imagine. But Ashoka still worried. How could he protect these books? He decided to entrust them to 9 extraordinary individuals, each a master in their own field. For example, the book on politics was given to the best political mind, the one on surgery to a great healer, and so on. Before dying, each chosen member was instructed to pass their book on to a worthy successor. This way, the knowledge would never vanish, and its legacy would continue through generations. Now comes the biggest evidence of the 9 unknown men, the Ashoka Chakra. Everyone has seen it on the Indian national flag, but if you look at the Sun Temple in Odisha, you'll find a similar wheel. This wheel has 8 spokes converging at the center, with 1 line in the middle, making 9. These 9 lines are said to symbolize the 9 unknown men. Even more shocking are the names of the founding members. The first was Chanakya, known as the father of medicine. Clearly, the book on medicine was given to him. The second was Chanakya, the master strategist, who was entrusted with warfare. The third was Sushruta, the father of surgery, given another medical text. The fourth was Aryabhata, the great mathematician and astronomer, linked with knowledge of the stars and numbers. The fifth was Nagarjuna, a Buddhist philosopher who also studied alchemy, knowledge often seen as magic. The sixth was Patanjali, who introduced the world to yoga. The seventh was Varahamihira, an expert in astrology. The eighth was Vishnu Sharma, author of the Panchatantra, entrusted with literature. And the ninth was Bodhidharma, who carried Buddhist teachings to China. Ashoka created this society to protect knowledge, not to control or corrupt people, unlike many secret societies in the world. The 9 unknown men had one goal: to safeguard humanity from destruction. Each bookholder was ordered to choose a successor before death, ensuring the legacy continued forever. Now, here's where things get controversial. Some modern figures are believed to be linked to this society. One such name is Abdul, whose IQ is said to be over 400, the most brilliant man to ever live. Then comes C.V. Raman, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist. Another is Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, India's 11th president, who dedicated his life to science and peace. Articles suggest he too was connected to this legacy. And the most shocking of all, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, founder of ISRO. Some claims even suggest that ISRO's headquarters itself is linked to the 9 unknown men. Even Homi Bhabha, one of India's greatest scientists, is said to have connections. And then, there's Subhas Chandra Bose. His mysterious death still fuels theories that he might have been part of this society. But how did the world even come to know of this secret society? In 1923, author Talbot Munday published a book called The 9 Unknown Men, openly describing their existence. Earlier, another author had written about them, but his book was banned and erased from history. Munday's work reignited interest, and since then, this mystery has only grown. Even in modern times, pop culture has referenced them. The Indian web series JL50 spoke of them, and in 2020 a major gaming company announced a AAA title inspired by them. If huge industries are willing to invest in this idea, maybe it really does exist. One of the biggest historical proofs comes from The Morning of the Magicians, a book that mentions Pope Sylvester II. It said he once met the 9 unknown men and returned with a mysterious weapon, only to die soon after under strange circumstances. And then there's Louis Jacoliot, who wrote about India's Ganga River. Despite millions bathing in it, washing clothes, and animals entering it daily, it somehow remains holy and unexplainable, possibly linked to knowledge preserved by the 9 unknown men.